The following podcast is an enticing media production. Thank you for listening to this podcast. You are now socially obligated to pour yourself a drink, and welcome to the Drunk Squirrel.
Phrasing.
Pushing deeper is you always want to push deeper.
I mean, you've got like the mood lighting already going.
No,
Fa la la la
No,
la
no,
la,
no.
da, da, da.
not true.
I think I need a safe space.
There are no safe spaces.
That's true. I had the overhead lighting, like going.
Full on, yes.
Yeah, and she comes in here and she's like, "Did you do this?" I'm like, "Yes," and she turned it down. So.
Well, she's setting the mood for us.
Well, she's certainly not setting the mood for her and I. That's for sure.
That is not this kind of podcast. You want a different podcast for marital advice. No one is coming to you. Well, wait, let me rephrase that. No one's coming to you for marital advice.
What about you?
It happened once. I was like, what just happened?
Why would they come to you for marital advice?
Ministry.
Okay. You on the last 2 episodes, you've literally given away your wife's birth year.
I know.
Again, why would anybody come to you for marital advice?
Look, the truth is you said it. If I make it to 40, it's going to be amazing.
Well, yeah, you've said things that makes me think that you're not going to. But same for me. So
yeah, but you're looking at 50, not 40. Cheers.
I mean, I'm not looking at 50 yet.
Yeah, it's on that end of where you're at.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to harass you. You're the old man.
Jeremy responded to me.
Yeah?
He said it looks amazing.
Yeah, so I guess we should address. I'm assuming you already hit record.
I hit record a
while
long
ago,
time ago,
yeah.
baby, because that's what we do here.
We should address a few things.
Yeah, we should. We should undress a few things.
Well,
Anyway, Rob?
this is definitely the Drunk Squirrel.
It is.
After dark.
Well, it is dark, so there you go. It's after
It's
dark.
the Drunk Squirrel after dark. But yes, we should address what we're drinking. We have a guest in studio with us who I'm not sure if he's happy to be here yet or regretting life decisions.
No,
He's still smiling.
I think he's happy to be here because he brought us a whole bunch of stuff that we have to really dig into a little bit.
We were drinking some. Yeah, we were drinking some stuff before.
Yeah,
What we're drinking now.
correct. We were.
This is like a 3-drink episode.
It is. Do I have to list all? I guess I do have to list.
You've
all
got a
of
list.
these in the email. The email is going to take me longer than the editing the episode.
Now, don't get too excited and send the email out early.
I had done that once in a while.
Yeah, well,
I know my
premature emailing happens to people.
I know my flaws.
See your doctor. As we all take sips. Wow, that was good timing.
We literally all took a sip at the same time.
It's dead air because it's good drinking.
It is.
But all right,
Rob.
let's start with we have a third in the studio with us, and Brandon.
Yes.
Is here with us this evening, and Brandon, there's a lot of things about who you are that we kind of know at a surface level, and we're going to dive into stuff tonight, right?
Yeah.
But at surface level, I mean, you're someone that we know, at least I know, I should say that, I know because of Craig.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
it's not just
same for you.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay.
same.
100%.
So Craig is kind of the mutual point for all of us.
Which is scary to
Yes.
begin with.
It is. I think the first time you and I met was scary too.
Definitely. When did we first meet?
Float yoga, I think.
Oh, were you? Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
That in Lidditz.
Yes.
In Lidditz, yeah.
Yeah, I was the one that was very not flexible.
Well, I don't consider myself very flexible. I'm just saying. But
Yeah, so, okay, you met him. You met Brandon doing flip yoga in Lancaster. Float yoga.
float yoga. Well, which involves flipping also. But
Yeah.
you're
Flipping,
okay.
floating.
But you're right.
I-
It was flipping yoga.
I don't know. It sounds uncomfortable. But, okay, I'm assuming that's the yoga where you're like in that thing that is suspending you from the ceiling.
Yeah, kind of like a glorified hammock.
Yes. It's like a
what I'm
glorified.
gonna
I think
say.
there's another name for it, sure.
I don't know the technical name, but
It's a glorified banana. Wow. We're not
What,
even
5
5
minutes?
minutes, and we've already broken out the banana hammock. Anyway.
Hey, we haven't hit explicit yet
No, we haven't. Good job.
for the moment.
Good job.
But, okay, so you met Ken doing flip yoga or float yoga.
Float
or,
yoga. Yes.
Never mind. I'm not going to hit that explicit button. And I met you in the middle of the field at Craig's as we were blowing crap up. For the 4th of July.
The Sasquatch silhouette.
Yes,
Yeah, we were blowing
Sasquatch.
that up, and I believe you fired a Roman candle right at the face of it.
Well, yeah,
I think
we
I still
did
have
that.
the video.
But then we
I
also,
hope you do.
Yeah, then it was someone's bright idea of, hey, these mortars that you're supposed to launch in the air, let's just tie one to Sasquatch and run.
Blew it in half.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I have that video. We should post that.
Didn't Craig run out and flip it over, though, as it was lit?
He did. Yeah,
That's
and
a
Craig
one-
is not right in the head.
Well, he definitely is not right.
I mean, that man's going to lose a limb, and
he's a crazy bastard.
what's scary is he's going to lose a limb, and he's going to get like an upgrade
Yeah.
that comes with all kinds of weird attachments, and he's going to come at people with the weird attachments.
Yeah. It'll be like,
I'm sorry, Kayla.
have you seen the Cat Williams comedy?
Yeah, I
No,
think.
the Polo Tink Tink.
I think.
No, he talks about the guy who had lost his legs and had he calls them bent back paper clips as legs, and he was competing running, and they disqualified him because he had an unfair advantage. And,
Wow.
And Cat Williams is like, you're talking about the guy that's running with no legs.
Hey, there are some amazing things they can do with prosthetics.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he was actually disqualified because he was winning. He was beating people with these bent back paper clips, as he described them.
Those guys can be fast with those things.
Anyway,
Some of those.
I'm just
but that's an
describing that
aside,
with
yes.
Craig.
Yeah.
All right, but Craig is a mutual point that we have met you,
Yes.
and I mean that's been Halloween parties, 4th of July's, different things
Yeah.
throughout the past
throughout
couple years, and we'll be up there. We'll drink with you. We'll talk, swap some stories, connect. Because, yeah, I mean that is
just-
one of the mutual points that
yeah.
we see you the most at.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Is that the?
is it raining that hard?
That is pouring.
Must be.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Okay. Sorry.
All
Brief
right.
aside, everyone. It is
Anyway, yeah. There you
early
go.
December.
Just so you know,
pouring.
it's the early December and it's pouring outside. It's not raining, or it's not snowing. It's pouring.
Unfortunately. All right. But yes, mutual point that we know you.
Yes.
What do you do?
Yeah. Campus police officer for Franklin and Marshall.
Okay, so you're a campus cop
Yeah.
for Franklin and Marshall.
Yep.
Excellent. And there have got to be a few wild stories. I don't know if I want to ask you those now up front.
Well, I'm certain there are a few wild stories. Well, so when I met you, you were a police officer in the township where we are currently recording here, South Lebanon Township.
Yeah, I actually just graduated from the academy, and I got hired on at South Lebanon. Yeah.
And then since then, you had moved on to Franklin and Marshall.
Yep.
So in that time period that I know you, that's what has transpired.
Now, do you prefer being at Franklin and Marshall over being a patrolman for a local? Or
It's kind of one of those things. There's certain aspects that I miss of it, but there's other aspects that I don't miss.
okay, so
Fair enough.
It's
Good and bad, yeah.
it's an equal. I'm actually home a lot more. I don't have to go to court as much as I used to for
that's good. That's a
South
good
Lebanon.
thing.
So
fighting those idiots who drive around their neighborhoods like maniacs.
yeah,
You're talking about-
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you look like Cruella DeVille.
I do.
Yeah.
Like right now?
No, not right now. But I
Okay.
mean, you were driving. I mean, you
Like
were
the
hunched up
crazy
on
eye.
that wheel. I swear, you had hair like flying out the window.
First off,
Wait a second. Was he wearing a wig at that point?
I don't know. I think
right.
he was.
so Brandon suffers from the same issue I have. I have zero chance to have hair flying out any window.
I have a luscious beard that I can hang out the window.
You do. It's very luscious.
All right, but
Yes.
you're a cop for Franklin and Marshall.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and put it up front. What's one of the craziest stories you can share?
Oh God. Well,
You're putting him on the spot, Rob.
I'm trying to think. There's been a lot that's gone on the past 2 years.
I feel like you've told us some rando stuff at Craig's house. You know, with alcohol flowing and things.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
there's been a lot of alcohol, like just randomly you see them stumbling back to the dorms and then like saying to the guys, "Oh, yep, 5 minutes from now we're gonna get a call for a drunk student in the dorms," and sure enough, 5 minutes later we're getting a call for a drunk student in the dorm.
Is that like every weekend?
Yes, because that's like Party Central. It's always parties off campus, and then they stumble back onto campus.
They
and then
stumble. At least they're not driving back on campus.
No. The off-campus parties are within walking distance. Okay, well, thankfully,
it's at least good.
But yeah, so they stumble back on, and I'm just sitting there watching them as they do it. And,
You're just sitting there watching them.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
Yep, just waiting. That's all I do, and then they look at me like,
"Yo,
what is this?"
They're like, "I didn't do anything wrong."
But I don't know. I think the most actually Franklin Marshall, they just made it into the news. I can't go into too much detail about it. So some kid was arrested because he had a wireless camera in one of the gender neutral bathrooms. Lately.
Boy, that's not good.
It's in the news, but
I haven't heard that. But that doesn't sound like it's.
Yeah, if you Google Franklin Marshall, it's probably like one of the first 3 things.
It's
Google.
Not the first 3. It's the top one.
It's the top one.
I'm not Googling.
Rob's
You're
over there
Googling. Holy
right
smokes. Yeah, that's a great way to start your life. Hey, let's hide a camera in this spot.
Oh, yeah.
There's okay, I'm going to be a little vulgar. I'm sorry. Okay. There's the freaking internet.
You literally...
Okay, why hide a camera? There's the internet. Internet is less dangerous than you hiding a camera.
No. That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, which one?
You said I'm gonna be explicit, and then you said frickin'.
Frickin'. Well, yeah, I'm trying not to use the big one, but okay.
Anyway, fair enough.
Use the internet. Search for whatever your stupidity is. Don't hide a camera.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
And I'm not saying do anything illegal on the internet, but just don't be an idiot. Idiot.
They're smart. They're just not street smart.
They're smart. They're not. So there used to be and the name's escaping me now. There used to be a really great restaurant that was, I guess it wasn't on campus. It was like directly across the street. It was at like the corner of a V intersection. And Nell and I used to go there. And I can't remember what it was called now. It's not there anymore. But it was super, super cool.
Steel Peel?
No, I'd have to ask Nell.
Because it's there's the old Steel Peel building there, and then right across the street from campus, there is Iron Hill,
the brewery.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just wondering if one of those like Iron Hill isn't in the old building. Oh my God, I can't believe. I'm gonna text Nell here because I feel like I need to know now.
Well, there's plenty of good eats between here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a really good one just down the street from the campus, Luca's.
Wait a minute, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's
I've never been, but I think that's been recommended.
Yeah, it's a really good restaurant, but it's expensive.
Well,
it is. It's expensive, but it's really good.
That's
really
how this
good food
place
and everything
was. It was not cheap. It was a little bit high end, but we used to really enjoy going there. And it was right across the street from F&M because Nell's dad went to F&M for like a month. It's true, and he realized that he was just like, well, I know more than the professor, so I'm just going to drop out.
That's an interesting one. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, this is why he needs to be on the podcast because
we did talk about that a bit before.
We were talking about the code writing and stuff. So
Randy, we know you're listening.
I hope he's listening.
If you're not listening, we know the government contacts that you have are listening, and they'll tell you.
So anyway, we'll set that up.
Yeah. All right, so you do that, but you also did a thing that Kenny and I had no idea about. And these were drinks 1 and 2 collectively for us. But you got to talk about what happened before we even had microphones on, because you showed up, and there's a lot we got to talk about.
We need microphones hanging from the kitchen, like ceiling.
Yeah, and they're going to be called Kenny's Lefty and Kenny's Righty.
Okay, sure. Okay. Anyway, that's perfectly fine. But how many conversations have we had in that kitchen / dining room that we were like, man, we should have microphones right now. And I feel like that was one of those situations. But
well, and that's certainly where it started. I mean, that's always the tough part because it's okay. Wait a minute, we've had the start of this conversation, but now it's we want a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
But so, all right, you do a thing. What is this thing that we enjoyed? My wife, who does not like alcohol, or most alcohols, was even praising you for.
Yeah, so like I said, it was mead. The first round of mead that I ever made. I was like, I made beer, I made wine, I've made other things, moonshine, and whatnot, and I just was like, hey, I'm gonna make some mead here at the beginning of November because it takes about a month for it to ferment, and just the basics. All you need is honey and water is the basic style mead, and they have a couple different ways to do it. One involves boiling the mead and the honey, and the other one is you actually have to put the mead and the honey in the jar and then shake it up a little bit to dissolve the mead, the honey, and then you just let it sit. You add some yeast to it and let it sit for about a month before you can rack it and let it sit a little bit more.
Yeah, so you brought two different meads.
Yeah, and the other one was the apple. I call it the apple pie mead, just because it's.
Which that's the one we cracked open first.
They both were excellent, to be honest with you.
Both those bottles were empty.
Definitely.
In minutes.
Yeah.
And those were really good.
Very good.
I've had a couple different meads, and that apple pie mead has got to be one of the best. And that simple mead,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
I don't know what else to call it, but that was actually kind of like light and refreshing. And you said it had that bit of carbonation up front. That was it was good.
Yeah, I don't know where the carbonation came from, but because I thought I got all the CO2 out of it because they tell you to shake it and then let the carbonation out a little bit during the fermentation process every once in a while, but it kind of stayed. And that mead was relatively simple too, because all that was apple cider and honey to start it, and then you just added apples and cinnamon to it for the whole month as you're doing it, along with the yeast and some yeast nutrient.
So apple cider.
Yeah.
Now, see, that I didn't expect.
No, but that was really good stuff. So that was drinks 1 and 2.
That apple cider was.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah,
So
like out of the two,
you've
that
got a
was my
thing.
favorite. Yeah.
You've got a gift with that, because that was some good stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, it was the very first time I did it, so I didn't know how it was going to turn out.
Well, there
first.
needs to be a second, third, fourth, and so on.
Yeah,
100%.
There's going to be more.
We will drink more.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome here anytime.
yeah, Kenny is very happy with how you showed up, because you showed up with mead.
Mm-hmm.
We had that. There's high praise for that. Yeah, that was amazing. You also showed up with what are we drinking?
Whistle Pig.
Whistle Pig. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Whistle Pig 6.
So
6-year.
6-year Whistle Pig.
Which I've never had and I've never heard of.
Well, I haven't had it. I've heard of it, but I have not had it.
Okay.
But it's quite good.
So
what do you think, Rob?
It is good.
Yeah.
It is a very good,
it's
solid
great.
6-year Scotch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not Scotch, whiskey.
But yeah, whiskey, bourbon, whatever. Yeah. I forget what it's labeled, but
Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, and like I said, they've had, we had the 6-year, then they have the 10-year and the 18. I had all three of those, 6 and 10 I had over at Ash, like I told which very good place to go if you want
We need to
nice selection.
First off, we need to take it on the road,
Yes.
but we need to go there. Beforehand, we need to go there and have that conversation. I'm gonna have to edit all these coughs out of the.
I know.
episode.
I caught that cough
I'm
that
just
is there for 6 weeks.
I'm messing with you, Rob.
Well, I know.
It's
I know.
fine.
I'm trying not to cough into the microphone. This thing it's a nightmare. Yeah, I was actually supposed to go to Ash with. He's one of my young adults now, and he was up, and it was okay. He drinks, he smokes. He and I can go and sit down, have a drink and a cigar, and talk and connect. But this cough, this darn cold.
Will it get you?
Yeah.
Monday was bad.
Well, the funniest thing, with Ash, it was funny because the very first time I ever walked in there was probably a week after they first opened, I think. And the the bartender. She's married to one of the owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greta.
Yeah. I've met her.
I go walking in. She looks at me. She's like, "Are you a cop?" And I'm just like, "Okay, I might want to turn around and walk out now." And she's like, "Oh no, you came over to my house and for a firework complaint or something like that one night, and you were pretty cool. We liked you. I just didn't. I thought you looked familiar."
So okay,
That's a funny first impression, right?
It was,
like,
yes.
Are you a cop?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, "Oh
shit.
gosh, no."
Oh, there it went.
all right. I'm sorry. You look like a cop.
Okay? I'm glad you said it because you do have the cop look.
I grew up in a family. I've got 2 uncles who were cops, a cousin who was cop. There are cops in my family.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a look. You carry yourself in specific manners, and it's not in any kind of derogatory sense.
Mm-hmm.
You just people interact with me and go, "Well, there's something different about you," and then they realize ministry and extrapolate out from there. It's the same thing with many fields, and cops are not far from that.
No. And
So.
and I do get that a lot. There are people who are like, "Oh, hey, cop."
Yeah,
Okay.
and coming from me, it's not derogatory at all because, like, throughout my history of like working, like I was in the automotive industry locally for a long time, and I've interacted with a lot of police officers over time, and it just is what it is, especially like in South Lebanon. They just you have that look like you fit in South Lebanon. I mean, you like I don't know.
Now, in that same sense, I mean, Ken and I are not like small guys, but you make us look
I mean,
small.
I'm a small guy.
Yeah, you've got a couple more inches than I'm done. I can't finish that sentence.
Well,
phrasing.
I don't have anything to compare it to, but I'm guessing I have a couple more inches than you.
Phrasing.
Oh,
I was getting on you about phrasing for the sports thing, and now here I am.
But it wasn't me. It was
I know. It was
Billy.
me this time, and it was Billy last time.
Billy.
It's just people in your orbit. You do this to us.
I do this to you?
Apparently.
Okay, cool.
That's my theory. I blame it on Kenny.
Everybody has
Okay,
that.
you can blame it on me. So anyway, Brandon brought some gifts
Yes.
to the podcast because Brandon listens to the podcast first off, which we appreciate tremendously. But he was, this has been in the works for a while that Brandon was going to be on the podcast, and he told us that he needed a little time because he was working on some things for the podcast, and he brought some things in. So would you like to tell us what you brought us?
So yeah, I brought you guys a wooden wall hung bottle opener with the Drunk Squirrel podcast emblem carved into it.
Awesome.
Yes.
I also brought you 3 coasters,
Which we're currently using
yes,
right
we
now.
are with
That
the,
are the drunk squirrel.
with
Yes.
the squirrel on it,
Yes.
and then I also brought you another like circular piece of wood that you can put your whiskey, bourbon on it.
All of which, if you get the email, you can see the photo of.
Yes.
I'm putting that out there. It's 2 weeks early.
Yeah. So
So Kenny's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So every episode, we release an email that has a show description, a title for the show, drink recipes, and a non-alcoholic drink recipe to go along with what we're drinking. In case you're sober for any reason, you just don't drink, whatever the case may be. This is an all-inclusive community here.
Absolutely. Kenny and I will toast you, whether it's
Yes.
with liquor or without.
Yep. If you're just drinking a cup of coffee, a cup of black coffee, we're going to toast you to that too.
Kenny, I think I got a coffee guy if we need good coffee.
we do have, we do have coffee. We actually got some. Nell ordered some coffee for the Keurig.
Wow.
Yeah, because we
Wait
have
a minute. What happened to Nell? What did you do?
So we have a Keurig now, and
Is Nell, are you okay?
yeah. So East Indies does not. We don't have K cups, so we have a Keurig so that if somebody comes over and says, "Hey, I want a cup of coffee," we're not brewing like a whole pot, right? So she just ordered some coffee from a local roaster, not locally here, but I don't even know where they're from, but another like small batch like roastery. So I'm looking forward to trying it.
Hey, good.
Anyway.
All right, that was a brief aside.
Yeah, sorry.
But yes, all the pictures will be up from what Brandon has made and brought this evening. I mean, yeah, you brought whiskey, you brought mead, you brought coasters, and yeah. Now our fans are better than yours. I gotta say that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and we're still the best podcast on the East Coast.
Are we the best podcast or the fastest growing podcast? Which
All
one
of
is
the
it?
above.
All of the above.
We are the most amazing podcast on the East Coast.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, it's a thing.
That's what I'm saying. Well, talking earlier about the, before we were recording, Hidden Still is what we were talking about. They have, it's probably out now. They have a bourbon that was aged in a Chardonnay barrel from Wirtz Vineyard that's in Mannheim. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's a small batch. It's one barrel. That's all they had. So what's in bottles is all they're going to have from that one barrel. And it's going to be like $70-$75 from what I hear.
Wow.
But it's apparently pretty good. So it only was released like a week or so ago. So I'm really interested to try. I don't know if I'm going to... I guess we'll have to drop the $75 and try it, but
We'll split it. We'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll have to try it. But it sounds really good. So
It does.
yeah,
All right, so Brandon, you started into some woodworking recently, then?
Yeah. Just
You have a plethora of hobbies that you get into. I mean, you said you've made wine, beer, moonshine. You're playing with mead. So I mean, you seem to get into a lot of different things.
I mean, I do. I try a lot of different things. Whatever. It's therapeutic actually.
Okay.
Especially the woodworking stuff. I'm just starting to get into it. Actually, what was it? I made a few like wooden distressed flags over the summertime, and I sold them to a bunch of people. And
Nice.
there's actually one hanging up over at Ash right now.
Oh, is it?
actually. Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, so it's just starting to get into woodwork a little bit more and more here late, and it's just therapeutic.
Yeah, we really should clarify. I don't think we said it directly, but Ash is a local cigar bar to us that I've been to once. You've been to once, I think.
Once, yeah.
Yeah. And you go actually fairly regularly.
Yeah, about once a month.
Yeah.
I try to meet up with a buddy.
I'd like to get there a little bit more, but yeah, Fridays are my day, and they've been a wash for a long time. But yeah, and one of these days I am going to get there with you because it is a nice spot.
It is.
They got some good selections on cigar. They've got a nice little bar space go on with some selection.
And their cigar selection, it's growing significantly.
Oh, is it?
Since I started going there. They're getting more and more different brands and stuff like that in.
All right, so I got to ask, is there like a specific cigar that you prefer?
So whenever my buddy and I go in, we get 2 cigars to burn.
Yeah.
First one is always just a random one that we get. The second one is always a Perdomo 10th anniversary cigar. It's got a blue label on it. It's such an easy, such a great smoke. There's not a heavy draw on it. It's very smooth.
My go-to has become the My Father, the Judge cigars.
Those are,
Those have been amazing. First time I had one, that thing kicked my butt.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good smoke.
It is. Yeah.
It's a little over an hour. I've gotten about an hour and a half out of them, and just a nice even feel to the whole thing. Random, sorry.
Yeah.
That's not random at all. It fit right into the conversation.
Well, I get that, but I mean, you're sitting over there like, yeah, no, you guys, and
Now I don't know.
I'm cool.
If you want a good pairing cigar, like one of the best ones that I've ever had was actually up at Cigars International. It was Wild Turkey American Honey paired with a Drew Estate Legend cigar.
Okay, I've heard about the Drew States. They've been recommended a couple times. I have not had one yet.
They're excellent cigars.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It was up at Cigars International. It was like Rose of Sharon, and oh my gosh, Kenny, I am sorry. I looked up at the wrong time. That's just bad.
Look, it is what it is.
Okay, so again, full disclosure, it's football season.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles 49ers game is going And it's not pretty.
Nope. It's not.
It's not a good day for our teams.
Definitely not. Definitely not. No, it's
Because the Steelers lost to the Cardinals. I mean, what the?
it's this is
Breathe, Rob, breathe.
this is a long time coming. They've been dabbling in it the past 3-4 weeks, and they ran into the wrong team where you can't play that way against, and it's what happened. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Sorry, I am trying not to swear because apparently in the last episode I was the first one to drop.
well, you were about 20 seconds in.
20 seconds? You said it was 5 minutes.
5 minutes? No. Like, literally, it was right after we started recording. Sorry.
All right, well, it comes out tomorrow. I'll hear it then.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I only edited it this weekend, so I haven't even sent you
I'm going to be like timing it.
I haven't even sent you the final episode yet.
Trying not to swear because Kenny says I swear too much.
That's okay. Hold on.
Time out.
Time out. That never was said, actually. Ever.
Not by you.
Who?
But you immediately implied it after my wife said it.
No, I didn't imply it. I was defending myself. So, because immediately I was thrown under the bus by Brandon.
All right, Brandon.
Sorry,
Who said I'm the one that swears all the time.
You listen to us. Who swears more, Kenny or me?
Just saying.
I have a feeling. I think it's actually Ken.
See?
You think it's Kenny? We
See,
gotta go back.
We're gonna have to
Maybe
listen.
that's something we do for season 1, like have an end of the year tally.
Who's
Yeah, like a little swear count.
Yeah, a
a little
Swear jar for Kenny and Rob.
I feel like I'm gonna lose this battle.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We both lose, all right?
Yeah, we both lose, but
We try not to, but occasionally.
We have a lot of fun though, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So put a little swear jar right there and
Oh,
start putting dollar
Yeah,
bills.
there we
in it.
go.
We used to have back in the day. We used to have a swear jar with my buddies. We watched the Eagles games, and if you swore, you had to put a buck in the swear jar.
There's how we get the 75 to get that bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Although by the time we get to that 75, they might be gone.
What are you talking about? That'll be next week.
Okay, that might be true. But seriously, if you would, it might be next week, because if you would like to have Randy Kreiser on the episode, they're going to be in town next weekend. I'm just saying. We might have to work out a time. We'll talk about it.
Well, Randy, you've been put on notice. We'll see you next weekend.
Wow. I'm 100% sure, and he will bring the bourbon or whiskey or whatever it is, just as Brandon has.
Yeah, all
He
right.
will bring a bottle of his favorite, because they were just in Kentucky, not just in Kentucky, but a few months ago, and have tons of.
All right, Randy, you're on notice. Get the scotch. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Get the whiskey.
Let's do it.
Not that you're going to hear this before, but hey,
No.
I'm calling you anyway in like 5 minutes. Oh, hey, I'm moving your desk. Don't move.
I'll text him.
Kenny in his special
What are you?
desk.
What
I
are
don't
you
know.
doing over there, Rob?
Touch things.
You touched things.
At least I'm not looking the screen yet.
Oh my god! I can't wait to edit this episode. What a shit show.
So, how did you get into policing? Let's go there.
Yes.
I guess I don't know. It's something I've always wanted to do. Don't know why it really, ever really crossed my mind. It's something I wanted to do. I actually started off as a corrections officer here in Lebanon County.
Oh, in the county prison?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I started off, 2009, I want to say. I started working there. And then I moved to hotel security.
Hotel? What hotel?
Hershey Lodge.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, not the hotel behind the church.
No.
Wow.
No.
Sorry, that place still needs to burn to the ground.
Yeah.
I want that property.
I mean, it changes every 5.
Yeah.
Only 5? I think it was
Definitely
2 years ago now.
Yeah. Either way, but yeah. So yeah, it's corrections is how I got started, and yeah.
Well, there's a wild bit as well that has some interesting stories being in corrections. I've known a few guys in corrections.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
Depending on the shift you work.
Yeah.
I know one person in corrections that's a deputy sheriff. You know Tim Taraski?
Name sounds familiar. I don't actually think
No,
I
he,
met
yeah,
him.
he works there. But anyway.
Okay. Yeah. I'll admit the guys I know in corrections are actually down in Delaware. But
Oh, I don't know any
Okay.
of those guys.
and I actually don't know anyone local here. So you did hotel security at Hershey,
Yep, quite a few years actually.
and then corrections. I'm assuming in that time period you were also going through the academy.
Yeah, so I went through the academy in 2017.
Okay.
And I went through a part-time academy, which means you took a year. So you went through the academy, took a year. You were working full-time, going to the academy at night, and it was a long year. It was.
Sounds like a long year.
It is.
It sounds like
Almost
two.
always is.
It sounds like two full-time jobs.
It pretty much is because
Yeah.
you're there about 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah, that sounds that way.
And we were actually the last ones to get the last curriculum for that too, because you have to log so many hours in it. And I think when I went through, you had to log about 700 some hours, and they changed it in 2018 until you had to log about 900 plus.
Oh wow.
Oh, so they increased it
Yeah.
after you were through. Okay.
Yep, they added more training to certain areas and took away from certain areas that really was like you learned while you were actually like working.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to lean into an area I don't really actually talk about often. I'm always a little sketchy with it.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Well,
But you are full of holiday spirits.
I am full of holiday spirits today. But it's one of those areas where I'm always cautious with because it's like I don't want people to know what or even if I own things. But like, what would be your preferred carry piece as a officer?
Oh gosh. Well, right now I currently carry a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Caliber?
Yeah, 9mm.
Uh-huh,
is
okay.
What I currently carry. I've been looking at upgrading it
Is it 2?
to a 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to admit, I'm partial to 45.
To each their own. I mean,
Well, and I like
45's
that.
a good round.
I like that slower recoil reaction and just bullet
Yeah.
in general. I mean, that's of the pieces I have, the 45 is the one that I'm the most accurate with, which is part of why I prefer it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I carry a 40 for work.
okay.
So that's what I carry, and that's kind of why I want to upgrade my.
Yeah, and the 40 is that
9mm
nice
to
bridge
that.
between the 9 and the 45. There's some good about it.
Yeah, there is, but yeah, I just prefer the. I mean, 9s are nice though. It's nice, small, compact, and
Well, and you can get a lot in the mag,
yeah, that you can. Well, depending on the size,
depending on the piece. Yes.
Yeah, depending on what you have, it's single stack versus double stack, and
Well, and I remember my
frame.
father, he got one of this was pre-93, one of the Wonder 9s that had 15 in the mag, and it was a double stack.
oh,
And,
okay,
it was, what is it? It's a Ruger P89. I remember him getting that as a kid right before the
Yeah.
ban, and
okay,
how that thing shoots and is as a pistol. It's a good pistol.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
random side.
yeah.
But you've
Random
also,
side.
you and I have talked about this as well. You went and you built some AR platform. I guess, what was that to build an AR for you? Like,
just piecing together, it felt actually kind of once again it felt therapeutic.
Therapeutic,
Because you're actually putting it together. You're not just randomly going out and buying something. You can buy the parts that you want, research the parts that you want, get what you need.
yeah, I got to say, there's something to the simple mechanics of a gun
Mm.
that's working with cleaning, taking apart, and
Yeah.
reassembly that is just beautiful. And it's that simple mechanic that I wish a car was. Like, I wish auto mechanics was that. Sorry, Kenny.
It
I wish
used-
it
Looking
was
at you.
simpler.
but, I mean, it used to be that.
Yeah.
It's not anymore. Not even close. But
Well, with all the computer stuff and whatnot
Yeah.
now, it's
yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
But
Well, shoot. I mean, I opened the hood to my wife's car once. It's a hybrid, and it's okay. Wait a minute. Where's the belt? Nope, that doesn't exist anymore. It's all hydroelectric, static, something, flippity or floppity. But firearms are just that simple mechanic that's pulling them apart, tweaking a few things, cleaning, and away
adding
it
different
goes.
things, cleaning it and whatnot.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's
It's
likely
nice.
never. That's never going to change. I would believe.
Yeah. There is a specific therapy to that.
There is. If you like that meticulous, like putting the roll pins in and everything.
Well, Okay. Putting those roll pins in. That's where a jar would be filled in a day.
The swear jar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I've messed with some of those roll pins, and there's not a bit. There's a fair amount of cursing from my end.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why that is. It just, they never seem to work right for me. So.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's one of those brief, if you know, you know, kind of thing. Roll pins are what they are.
I had to order 2 new ones because when I went to tap one in, it went just flying, and I don't know where it went.
You never found it
Never
again.
found it. Never found it again.
Faded into the ether, the stupid.
Yeah. Went off into a corner somewhere. And,
And you hear it. You're like, bing, 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 bing. It's
Where'd it
definitely
go?
right there. No, it's somewhere over there.
But you don't see it though.
No.
No.
You
Never see
don't.
it.
You.
But then
You
you get
hear
the
it,
new
but it
one, and
just-
you tap the new one in, and you walk around, and it's like, oh, wait, there's that
Well,
one.
and
I
then
lost.
you
Like,
find it. Well, I mean,
Stupid. Yeah.
in the world of auto mechanics, it's the 10 millimeter socket. It's the 10 millimeter socket. That's
I don't
what it
think
is.
that's limited to auto mechanics.
I mean,
I think
but
that's
I have no
universal.
10 millimeter sockets.
But that's what I'm aware. That's what I know. And you literally buy like a dozen of those things a year if you work on cars, because you use them constantly and you lose them. Clunk, 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 clunk. Like under the hood, there it is. Okay, I guess I need a new one.
There- yeah, if you hear that rattling around after you get your car, that's your mechanic's 10 millimeter socket. They would like
Yes.
it back.
To be fair, I don't work. If you gave me back all my 10 millimeter sockets, oh my god, I'd be buried in them for sure.
Oh, man.
How did we get there?
We started talking simple mechanics and guns and
got into the
We
engines.
did, yeah.
yeah.
That's 100% true. You guys started talking about guns, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Kenny went off to La La Land.
Yeah.
No,
He started watching the game a little bit.
But
well, there's not much to watch.
you
right
have
now.
at least shot a firearm, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I shot it at a tree.
Well, you know, those trees need to be taken down sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think it was taken down, but Nell wants to go shooting, and I feel like the two of you are perfect for that.
Well, shoot, Dad, I know you're listening, but we throw you into the mix. There's plenty of fun antiques there. Yeah, Dad came up once before Craig had the house built, and it was a dirt pile. And we definitely supplied Craig with some very unique and fun firearms. And some very unique military pieces that are just fun to shoot.
Oh,
So
I think he's building a backstop out there, too, I think.
supposedly,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been up there shooting in the past year.
You've shot at Craig's house?
Twice now, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, oh man, it had to be back in like July or August. I went up there shooting, and I won't specify which child, but one of the children came out and was like, "Ooh, I want to try." Sure, great, here you go. Kaboom.
I have a feeling I know which one, but we won't talk about that.
Well, and I mean the Halloween party every year.
Oh,
Craig
yeah,
blows up a
the
couple
tannerite,
pounds of
yeah.
Well,
tannerite. and,
this past Halloween party was.
it was like 10 pounds of tannerite,
Oh my
and
God,
600
it was
pounds of
ridiculous
pumpkin.
amount.
I think
Yeah.
my ears are still ringing from that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is.
Well, hey, he's got some space out there for shooting.
Yeah. It's
So,
a whole lot of fun. And he is the chaos coordinator.
He is the chaos. I will supply the firearms. He will supply the space.
Well, I will just
Kaboom.
go. I will be there.
See, I don't know how to feel about that. If it's like,
I'll just be there sitting in the corner with.
I just have my whiskey in the corner.
yeah, like, is Kenny going to be good with a firearm? Or is Kenny that guy who's going to be like, yay, I hit the thing and turn around with the gun? And
That's not good. No.
I think when we first met, though, at Float Yoga, we went to that gym afterwards at the Ninja Warrior thing.
Oh, the Ninja Warrior. Yes.
And you were like, it was like watching an orangutan or a monkey going through like some of the obstacles.
wait. Watching Kenny go
Yes,
through this?
watching Ken go through, and that's where Craig was like, tough mudder for him.
Really?
What?
Really?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like, I want to see this. All right, now, I'm saying this is in my wife's kind of defense. Last time we went to anything that was remotely like that, what was it? It was Sky Zone. And
I haven't been to Sky Zone.
Yeah, well, they've got the trampoline park, and then they've got like the American Ninja Warrior stuff. So we got to the trampoline park. We're bouncing around, and she keeps yelling at me because I'm doing flips. And I'm a short guy, but I'm a big guy, but I can still do flips. And I kept landing them. I was okay. And then we go over to the American Ninja Warrior course, and my son's like, "Oh, how do you do this?" So I started showing him, and I slipped, and I landed, and I twisted and snapped my knee.
Oh,
that was the last time I got laid up for. No, that was 2 times ago. I got laid up for a knee injury.
Yeah.
And she has not let me return to those. But now I want to go to one just to watch you apparently fly through the course.
In the Rock Lidditz one, that's not what it's called. I forget what their course is called. But they have the rock climbing walls. They have a Ninja Warrior course, and then on top of the rock climbing walls, they have I don't even know how to describe it. But Craig and I made it up there, and we were doing WWE stuff. Craig and I were suplexing each other on these mats on top of the rock climbing wall. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is I'm a reasonable athlete. I mean, I'm 46 now, so I'm not like what I was. But yes.
I know that. I can see that in you, but just the image of it feels weird.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we were all going through the course, and we're all falling, and then Kenny comes through.
The Ninja Warrior courses are a lot of fun.
They are.
They're a lot of fun. Tough Mudders are actually a lot of fun. I know I give Craig a lot of crap about these Tough Mudders. And some of the obstacles are rough, are really rough. But it's a lot of fun for the most part.
Well, and he's threatened that I'm doing one, I guess, in the fall of 24.
Okay.
And I mean, the weight loss is still going.
Well, then I am as well.
Really?
If you're doing it, I'm doing it.
Oh, this is awesome. Drunk Squirrel, Tough Mudder.
If you do the Tough Mudder, I'm
we're gonna
doing
die.
the Tough Mudder.
We are going to die.
100%.
We're going to die.
Because Artie does them, and
Oh.
Ken does them. Ken Hamaluth or Hamalov or whatever his last name is. He's another Eddie bro. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I think I
Ken.
have met him.
Yeah,
Yes.
the 2 Tough Mudders I've done, Ken has been there for both of them, and it's just it's a lot of fun. It's not like what you'd expect. It's a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie, and just a cool day.
All right, so you've been listening. You know how this goes. We never wind up in anywhere that we expect with any guest.
Of course.
They always go in different spots. And I mean, yeah, it's always wild. But I got to imagine we're getting close to 45, 50.
Oh, we're past that.
Oh, we're past that?
No. Okay, we're at the 50. Yeah, sure.
What?
We're getting close to 50.
Yes, you are, Kenny.
Not me. Yes, I am actually getting close to 50.
Hey, I got to go there.
Hey,
all right.
Hold on, Rob. Hold on. I'm closer to 45 than I am 50.
Just barely.
Barely. that might be true. Might be true.
All right. I am not making that joke. I am moving on.
Okay, that's all right. So I know you are full of holiday spirits.
I am full of holiday spirits, but Kenny, I need some nuggies.
Oh, Jesus.
Every time. Come on.
No, I didn't think
We've been at this a year. We are coming up on season 2.
I didn't think we did that when we had guests, though. I thought the guest provided the nuggies.
The guest can provide the nuggies. So it is up to Brandon if he would like to provide the nuggies. But I mean, this is where we're at.
Okay.
We are at the end. There are no nuggies. I have no nuggies. Where are my nuggies?
Hold on. Where are the Christmas ornaments that are?
They're on your tree.
Okay.
They're on the top center of your tree.
Yeah.
You made my daughter hang your nuggies.
I didn't.
Your wife did.
Okay.
I think.
Fair enough. But I didn't.
I'm sorry now.
All right.
I'm not.
I'm happy to help here, but Brandon, if you have anything you'd like to share, you're a listener, so you know kind of how this goes. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like to share a moment of wisdom or advice or anything like that, now's your chance. He's got that look. He's got that look.
It's that same look I see in you every week.
Try to learn something new.
Learn something new. There you go.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
And hey, that is part of what we've been doing. Just sitting and talking with people.
This
the drinks are getting to me.
this whole thing has been learning something new, I think, for Rob and I, for certain. I mean, I can't speak for Rob on this, but it's been learning something. From the very first time Rob showed up here and said, hey, would you like to do this? And, we rolled into this, right? It's been something ever since. Like, it's a year.
Kenny, we were talking about how apparently I'm getting my hands on a laser engraver.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
And
it's going to be merch.
it's like every moment there's something weird and new. So, yeah, I mean, learn something new.
This is interesting. Learning something new is interesting. This is, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong here.
You're wrong. Oh, wait, sorry. Should I wait?
You should. At least let me be wrong before you correct me.
Sorry.
So I think that this is our first listener that's on the podcast.
I think that's the best way to phrase it, because we've had others who have listened, but you have been, you had an investment and engagement in it at a different level than the others have. And we love you guys, so sorry, but Brandon's got a different level of engagement than you. Yeah. I mean, he's interacted, you and I have interacted a couple times.
Quite a bit, yeah.
When we've met in other situations and talked, and
Craig's house.
Not just Craig's house.
Oh, okay.
I do run into him. I am out and about in the public place sometimes.
And that's actually how I learned about the podcast, because I ran into you, I think it was at Lowe's that one day.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
because I was picking up.
Yeah.
I was picking up beer steins that I wanted to get laser engraved for us, and I still haven't done.
We're picking up beer steins at Lowe's?
Yes.
Okay.
Lowe's had beer steins.
Okay.
And they were cheaper than anywhere else.
I believe you.
Yeah, I know.
I believe you.
I think they still have them.
Oh. This is a cool. This has been something pretty cool for me tonight, because Brandon listens to the podcast religiously, which we 100% appreciate. But now he's on the podcast, and we would love more of that.
Well, and the premise is, I mean, come have a drink with us. We want to learn about what you do. And I mean, this evening, you and I know some firearm stuff. I can kind of keep pace to that to some degree. But cigars, whiskey, policing, there's been a lot that has just been exploring, understanding, learning with you this evening. And I mean, shoot, Nell even said that she's never had mead before. So even what mead is and that process, how to drink it. Yeah.
So you know what I'm hearing?
Learn more.
Brandon knows Craig. Craig's been on the podcast. Brandon has now been on the podcast. So now we need Brandon and Craig on the podcast at the same time.
I keep saying we need to just do hey, here's everybody from the past year at Craig's podcast.
I'm okay with it.
I am okay with it too. We just need to get the day with Craig.
Yeah, and even if it's when he's having some sort of an event, Halloween party or whatever it is that it may be.
Could you imagine Mike set up at the
set
Halloween
up a
party?
mic. I'm serious. Set up, bring our stuff, set up our microphones, and just have people roll in and have conversations with us. How cool an episode would that be?
Yeah, that'd be a fun episode.
Be a great episode. Might be a nightmare to edit, but it'd be a great episode.
Well, we could call it The Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Holy smokes, that would be a great... Well, or even the 4th, or... Crap.
Yeah. That would be a fun... that would be a fun thing to do.
Yes, it would.
So, there. That's what we're going to do.
I'm very happy to see the Chargers kicking the crap out of the Browns.
You don't like Joe Flacco?
I don't like...
The Browns.
Let's just stop here before I start cursing.
All right, fine. We're going to wrap it up here. We've hit 55 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up.
Brandon, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a listener. Thank you for... I don't think we expected anything out of this evening.
I knew there was something going on because he alluded to it in the past that he was working on something. He wasn't quite ready, so he couldn't come on yet. So,
but the mead, the projects, the whole 9 yards. I mean, this has been an amazing evening.
It has.
This has been a great conversation. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks
absolutely.
for the coasters.
And you were very welcome for all that.
The bottle opener, the mead, everything, and the whistle pig, which I hadn't had and Rob hadn't.
No,
had,
I never heard of it.
Which I'm gonna have a little bit more as soon as we hit this stop record button.
Yeah, I gotta go home. I gotta drive home.
You don't live that far away.
I know, but I gotta sober up enough.
Why? Your wife didn't drink anything.
That's true.
Or Ray
See, the
didn't
wheels
drink
are
anything.
turning in your head, Rob.
I mean, Ray's like what, 14?
He will be 14 in
There
less
you
than a
go.
month. Oh,
There
man.
you go.
All right.
Anyway, so again, Brandon, thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for being on. Thank you for the conversation. And yeah,
And no, our fans are better, and we're the best podcast on the East Coast.
look.
That's a fact.
I don't
Quoting
make
Kenny.
I don't make this up. That's a reality. So, thank you for listening to the Drunk Squirrel podcast. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to The Drunk Squirrel. No need to pay a tab. Just be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and drop us a line, thedrunksquirrel82@gmail.com. Cheers.